set. They sprinting away from the 1200-meter marker. Makoko began well. Drunken Sailors off the first call. Purple Kanyesi's right there shortly after the start. Wishful Gurlin shows toe. Valiente in the blue is very quick. Marsan is the outside. Celebration rocks the pink cap. That's in front of Rockcliffe. They are followed further back by Trip to Africa. And behind that is Calabra. And then comes Constantine. As they come to the 700-meter, Makoko on the outside, Valiente's on the inside, Celebration rocks right there, Wishful Girl in. They're followed by Constantine, Rockcliffe, Marsands towards the outside, Drunken Sailors coming around them. As they come to the last 300 meters now, Wishful Girl in, Makoko's there, Marsan on the outside, Drunken Sailors trying to get into the race, Trip to Africa, Calabro's also putting in a claim, Valiente down the inside, Constantine, it's wide open, Drunken Sailor, Marsan, Trip to Africa as they come to the last 150 meters though. Trip to Africa running on strongly now towards the inside in a minute. Trip to Africa, Constantine on the inside, but Trip to Africa won it. In a minute will be second, Constantine third, Rockcliffe ran fourth. Trip to Africa is the winner, and that's number 9 on the card. Trip to Africa is victorious. And Trip to Africa, Duncan Ells, Warren Kennedy, the gelding by Trippy, and number 9 pays 8.80 and 3.10. Second, number 5, In a Minute at 2.10 a place. Third to number 6, Constantine at 2.90, and then number 7, Rockcliffe runs into the 4th position. The 5th place will go to Roy's Magic, and they were followed by Valiente, Drunken Sailor, Wishful Girl in, Celebration Rock, and Ronnie Rocket. Toad favourite number 14, Drunken Sailor. So the winner, Trip to Africa, comes around them, and this one for Touche, Blank, Nestad, Apia, Sarkis in Utah, and they go on to score. Trip to Africa wins a good race at the business end, and this is the business end of race number 4. Let's just look at this, and Trip to Africa is bred by Highlands Farm Stud. Win number 2 from 5, back to the studio.
Race 4 was a track and ball KZN Winter Challenge, 1200 meters, non-black type race, but a great initiative on behalf of the operator in the province, Gold Circle, to have these final races, the chapter challenge, the summer and the winter challenge. And it's gone to number 9, Trip to Africa, the son of Trippy, Duncan Howells. Well done to the breeders, Highlands Farm, and of course all the owners, Touche, Blank, Nestat, Pia, Sarkis, and Utah. And of course, Duncan Howells and Warren Kennedy. Duncan, firstly, before we even touch on this win, this series is a great initiative that they have in the summer and the winter here in the province.
Yes, Dees, without a doubt, it helps clients that own horses that aren't quite competitive in the group races, and also young horses that have perhaps not found their feet yet and are nicely handicapped to win these sort of races. They've always been a firm favourite of mine. I've won quite a few of them. I'm fortunate that we've had the drop in stakes, but the initiative is still there, and it's a great initiative.
This all started off his career well, so, nice to see him win a race in a competitive field, Duncan.
He's a trainer's nightmare. He's got tons of talent. 2 of his runs, one he pulled up sore behind. His last start, his teeth out in the gates. So he's been a bit luckless, but the talent's always been there, and I've said to the guys he's got a lot of ability. I think as he gets older, he's quite trippy, and he's a big horse. Hopefully he becomes a sound horse as he hardens up, and he could have a little bit of a future ahead of himself.
Some great guys involved in this horse as well, Duncan.
Look, they've been very good to me, and I've said it over and over. I'm not going to elaborate again, but they helped me a lot, and without them, once again, I wouldn't have the horse, and I'm just glad I can pay back for the dues they obliged me with.
Anything else from your side later on, Dunks?
We've got Special Blend in the next. He's obviously a big runner in the race. We are going the extra distance, which I feel he'll have no problem finding. He's also a lot of talent. Saw in his last start he won well. So with a bit of luck, we'll be right there.
Just a few picks to be taken, Duncan. If you can get the trainers and the owners winning trophy, that's for the owners. Duncan Howells, well done to yourself on your yard, and of course all the owners as well.
Just thanks to Warren, he rode a very good race on the horse. He's a horse that needs a bit of bullying, and he did exactly what I asked him to do on the horse. Thank
Well
you.
done, Duncan. Okay, talking about bullying a horse, I'm sure you've had many horses during your career that needed hard riding, Warren. And did he need just that? He needed you to be in charge?
Look, I heard Duncan say great job of me, but he told me everything I needed to know. I was very well prepared for the source for what Duncan had told me about him. Everything I really needed to know, that going through the mid-race he might get a bit lacked for speed, and I was at him from there, really just keeping him in touch, and he quickened really smartly the last bit. So full credit really to Duncan. He told me really everything I needed to know. I just had to ride according to what he told me, and the horse would produce the rest.
These chapter challenge races are always very competitive. You got top weights taking on bottom weights, but for this horse to win against some of these horses, it's a feather in his cap.
Definitely, Deez, and the feel I got from him is quite a nice horse. He won really well today. I thought he quickened smartly away from him, and he was pulling away from him for me. He had a good look around. He's still immature little horse, but really nice win. I was actually pretty impressed with him. He gave me a really good feel, and there's a lot of scope for improvement with him.
Okay, you got one on the board. The jackpot one will begin next, and you're always a guy to follow. Can you help us, Warren?
Yeah, look, I think I'm competitive next with Doneto. There's that form line behind Baby Express with a lot of the runners are behind, and I think I've got a weight pull on Black Fox.
2 kgs.
Yeah, so look, that should bring him a lot closer. And marching on together, he's probably my next best. In saying that, he's not probably as good as It's My Turn and Eyes Wide Open. They've got their grade one competing grade ones, and look, mine did in grade one, but it was a 3-year-old group one in the Derby in Joburg. Is he as good as those horses? Look, the time will tell. I don't think he's quite at their level, what they've done, but the place where he's in a really good place, and those horses seem to have lost their form a bit and are coming back from layoff. So it could be the right time for him to pick up a race like this.
After his last win, which was so impressive, how's he doing back home?
He's doing fantastic. He's come on a hell of a lot. He's really learning his racing now. It's taken him quite a while. He lost his way a bit, but he's starting to bounce back and realize what he's got to do. And last win was very impressive. And look, I'm expecting a major run today as well.
Thanks, Warren, and a winning memento for you as well, winning the Winter Challenge over this 1,200-meter trip. Well done, Warren.
Thanks very much, Geez. Well done to Track and Ball and also to Winning Form. Thanks very much.
Okay, and that's a wrap of the KZN Winter Challenge over 1,200 meters. And up next, it'll be Jackpot 1, which is race number 5.